that Eriksen's injury has really brought to Erik Ten Hag thinking about a transfer of Youri Tielemans, a player that is really left with just 5 months on his contract to really become a free agent at Leicester City. This story was brought to us by the Manchester Evening News. Then Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to really talk about it. And Mark Odigan, a senior reporter or a senior writer at ESPN, has gone ahead also to really give us a snippet about it. And I'm going to also come out and really give you my view about Youri Tielemans to Manchester United, whether it's a hoax or it's something that can really come to happening towards the end of the transfer window, that is the winter on 31st of January, that is tomorrow. Then Harry Maguire, wanted by Inter Milan, and obviously he's hesitant to leave. And lastly, we're going to discuss about Zidane Ikbo and Axel Tuanzebe on their possible exits before the January transfer window. So smash the like button, comment and share. Rokan David is here to let you know about the latest news coming in from Manchester United. In the morning today, we woke up from a story coming in from the Manchester Evening News that Christian Eriksen's injury setback could reportedly see Erik Ten Hag make a move for Leicester City's star Youri Tielemans. So they reported it in the morning, and I said, all right, let's wait some other sources to talk about Youri Tielemans to Manchester United. But they almost came up with my same thought, because I believe Tielemans came out and really confirmed that he doesn't want to leave Leicester in the January transfer window amidst onward cost, because he wants to be a free agent in the summer. Secondly, he wants to get in some good money, because if you are to get in Youri Tielemans at Manchester United, it's really going to be hard. Why? Even if you can get him at like 15 million euros, of which United doesn't have that amount of money, they have it, but they don't want to spend because they want to sell the club. That is the problems that Glazer really bring to the club of Manchester United. Then secondly, the salary that he would command for, they are not in position to give it to him, because the reason as to why Memphis Depay's deal to Manchester United failed was because he needed a very huge salary of close to £200,000 a week. Weghorst came in through at 3.5 million euros, and Memphis Depay was available between 1.5 million euros to 2 million euros. That money United had it, but they never wanted to go on and really give him a very huge weekly wage at Manchester United. That's why Weghorst came on through, and I think Weghorst is at £40,000 per week. So that's what United can afford. So when you look at other permutations, I really thought about this story in the morning, that it's really something that I cannot see happening at Manchester United, and I don't see United making it. However, Ten Hag would be so much in love to get this deal done and dusted, because if at all you bring in Tielemans when Eriksen is away, obviously he can get the job done. He can really get you the job done. That is Tielemans, because he's good in playing exactly like how Eriksen does. But for him, is at least he can really win some physical battles, though not as physical as that. But the distance he covers and his passing range doesn't differ a lot from that of Eriksen. But there is Mark Odigan. He's a senior writer at ESPN, has also had the following to say about the Youri Tielemans deal to Manchester United in these 1.5 remaining days to climax the January winter transfer window. Now, he has told us that Youri Tielemans is a player with plenty of admirers, including Manchester United, and his contract expires in June. So interested clubs could get the Belgian midfielder for a knockdown fee if it is clear that he will not sign a new deal. Obviously, it's clear that he's not going to sign a new deal at Leicester City, but he doesn't want to leave. Ten Hag, obviously, is an admirer of Youri Tielemans. Remember, in the summer, we were linked a little bit to Youri Tielemans. That's it. And I think when the Casemiro deal came in through, Ten Hag said, all right, on any day I'll go with Casemiro over Tielemans. But right now, if you offer Ten Hag Tielemans, he'll go in for him, because those are some of the players he has seen play in the Premier League, and he knows how good they are and how they can fit into the Erik Ten Hag system. Obviously, this guy is better than Fred, is better than Scott McTominay, so that is an upgrade in our midfield if at all you're having Youri Tielemans. And you partner Youri Tielemans and Casemiro, oh my God, that will be another midfield to talk about on another day, because it will be great. Then, you can also play Tielemans as a central attack midfielder, sometimes to rest Bruno Fernandes. And I believe if you have Eriksen, Casemiro, Danny van de Beek, Youri Tielemans, and Youri Tielemans and Donny van de Beek, those 5 central midfielders, I think you can even do away with Freddie and Scott McTominay because those 5 can really take you through the season. Why? Tielemans can sometimes play as a CDM. He can play that role. I believe that if at all you had him against Arsenal, he would have played a better role than Scott McTominay. That's it. He has some good blocks on him. The only ultimate that is lacking is in his physicality. To me, I believe Ten Hag can come in and really make him really do those physical duels to it that really increases on his physicality level of winning the physicality battles in the midfield. But the football brain, he's really out of this world, and that is a player known as Youri Tielemans. So him coming to United in January, I see it as hard because he has already reiterated that he is going nowhere. He wants to be a free agent after being let down by Arsenal, because Arsenal wanted this player in the summer of 2020, in the summer of 2021, and they made a bid of £45 million. Leicester wanted 65. Then Arsenal said, all right, let's wait for the next summer. They waited for the next summer because he was left with 1 year on his contract, that is the previously concluded summer. And obviously, they made a bid of £25 million. Leicester called in for 45. Now Arsenal really backed out of the deal, and Tielemans got to know that maybe Arsenal were not interested in him because for players like Mudryk, they went in and paid that amount of money, a bid of 95 million euros. So for Caicedo, they've gone in thrice with bids that are really exceeding the amount of money that Leicester was even requesting for. So I think you got to know that maybe Arsenal are not serious on me. Let me look in for another team that is going to get this job done and dusted. So that's why he favors himself to be a free agent. He will be 26 years of age in the summer. So he wants to find himself a very good move because he believes that's the only way he's going to find himself in the contention to really find a best team for him. So I believe it's hard for us to get this player. And even Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and confirmed to us that United, along with other clubs including Arsenal and Liverpool, have been informed of Youri Tielemans' situation, but they will want a big fee this month. Now, I think he's talking about a big fee, relating it to Tielemans' contract running down in the summer, I think, because if you are losing a player for free, even if they give you £10 million or 10 million euros, you can get it. But can United really buy a player at 10 million euros? Provided, if they had it, they would have gone in for better central defensive midfielders. But the only thing they are really willing to do is to get in players on loan. This is where I rubbish the deal of Youri Tielemans to Manchester United, because Leicester will want in money, and will United be able or willing to pay that money? That's the big problem. So as things stand, I believe we can't get in Tielemans. That's it. Unless otherwise, we pull out a miracle like we did in the dying days of the transfer window, signing 2 players at £150 million. That's the only thing I really expect. So I don't see that Tielemans deal happening. That's it. And you see, even Fabrizio is telling us that a lot of money would be needed to sign the player known as Youri Tielemans to Manchester United. According to his duration left on his contract, obviously the amount of money they will run close to £25 million will be a lot of money for United to spend. Now, Mail Sport has told us that Inter Milan have made an inquiry about Harry Maguire. That is Simon Jones. Harry Maguire wants to wait until the summer to settle his Old Trafford future. So I think internally, Ten Hag has gone ahead to hold talks with Harry Maguire and has told him that next summer you are not going to be here. And that is evident. You get? It's very vivid that Ten Hag doesn't fancy Harry Maguire. Because when he got Luke Shaw and played him in the left back, even when Lisandro Martinez had not yet picked up his form, it shows you how untrustful Erik ten Hag is to this guy known as Harry Maguire. But Harry Maguire is hesitant. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He wants to see his future resolved at Manchester United in the summer. And again, after the inquiry of Inter Milan, then Mark Odegan, the senior writer at ESPN, also reported a story concerning Harry Maguire, that Harry Maguire won't be leaving United before the deadline. it might be a different story in the summer when a lack of first-team football could force him to seek a move. But Maguire will stay at United until the end of the season. So, I believe Ten Hag is not willing to let Maguire go in the January transfer window. All what they want is, they want to get in a player in the summer and let Harry Maguire go. That's why I've always told you that if we can get £40 million from Maguire, 30 from Scott McTominay, 30 from Henderson, that is £100 million. We can go on and sign Kim Min-jae at 45 million euros. That is like £40 million. You bring him at Manchester United, the same amount of money you've sold Harry Maguire is the same amount of money you can get in Kim Min-jae for, who is a better central defender that fits the Erik Ten Hag system. And as things stand, let no one lie to you that we can't get in a player if at all you're having money. The problem is we are not having the money, but we are having a manager who is really having a vast scouting scope of players. He can scout in South America. He can scout in America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, everywhere. So this guy, known as Erik Ten Hag, is keeping Harry Maguire here. Not that he needs him, but just he doesn't have someone to come in and really be part of that central defensive backup for Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez, and Victor Lindelof. And you cannot go ahead and really play this hectic fixture with only 3 central defenders. You need very, very, very many defenders to come in through and really get it done and dusted. Now, as Harry Maguire is planning his future at United or after United in the summer, Axel Tuanzebe could be moved on for a fee before the deadline. But who is going to sign him? Who is going to sign Axel Tuanzebe? Because he has been injured for how many months? For close to 6-7 months. So, I don't see Tuanzebe being moved on. Unless otherwise, because his agent told us that teams like Watford are interested in him. And I think United can really sell him on a cheaper fee. And they include a buyback clause or a resale fee. If they sell him to Watford, he performs very well and United feel like they want to bring him back, they can buy him on a particular fee. Secondly, they can also put the clause of Watford. If they resell the player, then Watford will find itself paying like 30% of the amount of money they've sold to Axel Tuanzebe to Manchester United because he's a very good player. He's at 24, 25 years of age. I think if he resolves that injury problem he's having, then he can find himself into the mix of really playing football. But I think if United really let Lingard stay here when Newcastle was willing to pay us £30 million in January to take him, and they let him go out on a free, I think they'll do the same thing on Tuanzebe. Because for Lingard, he had been on loan at West Ham, played very well. Everyone was so much happy about him, and we thought that maybe we'd get some 30 millions from him. But they didn't sell him, and they let his contract run down, and he went out on a free. That's why we never got some money for him. Paul Ebile Pogba the same. So we lost close to 3-4 players on a free because our board couldn't move them on when the transfer deadline was really coming to an end and they knew their contracts were really running out. Meaning that they would have sold them 6 months prior to the end of their contract, or a year prior to their contract. Because if a player refuses to renew his contract and you trigger it when he's left with just 6 months to end it, and you trigger the option year, that calls for you to know that this player is not willing to be here. I think it's better in the summer to move him on and sell him and get another player. That's what would have done. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was there beaming with joy every time asking about Paul Ebile Pogba, thinking that he could convince him to stay. Yet Paul Pogba knew that this is not a manager and I'm not supposed to be here because I'm not really being improved game in, game out. That is Axel Tuanzebe. So let's wait and see what is going to happen for the player known as Tuanzebe. And it's Solskjaer that really caused him these problems because this boy was playing well and he then brought him back at Manchester United. If I'd left him at Aston Villa that season, he had gone ahead to play very well and maybe would have really gone ahead to sell him and get some good amount of money. The same thing he did to Fosu Mensah. So very many players' careers were traumatized or put to an end by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So You know, sometimes those are the effects you get when you really get a person in the job who lacks the experience that is really well deserved. Now, the Manchester Evening News have told us that it's understood that Zidane Iqbal would like to go on loan. United are actively working to try and send some of their youngsters players out on loan before the bell, but Iqbal might not be allowed to head out as he trains with the first team on a regular basis. I also believe it's going to be hard for Ten Hag to really let Zidane Iqbal go. Why? Eriksen is injured. Donny van de Beek is injured. No signings expected to come in through for Manchester United in these remaining 1.5 days of the transfer window. Now, could he really let a player he feels like can come in and really get that job done out? I believe no. But what would have been the best option for this player? Loaning him to Middlesbrough where Michael Carrick is, because Carrick is playing some beautiful football and is wanting Zidane Iqbal to go out and play in the midfield. If you're Zidane Iqbal, you would love to go there and play some 5 months of football constantly. Maybe you'll gain much more physicality in the game of football, because for him, the technique, the talent is undoubted. He's technically gifted. His talent is out of this world. He's one of the best in that academy of Manchester United. And upon Erik ten Hag's arrival, he hinted about him being the best passer of the ball at Carrington. So it shows you that the plans are huge for the player, but we are waiting to see what is going to happen between Erik ten Hag and Zidane Iqbal. So your thoughts on Ten Hag's shock transfer move for Tielemans are welcome in the comment section below. Harry Maguire saying no to Inter Milan and is saying that his future is going to be decided in the summer. Do you think we should keep him or not? I want to see your views, because I know where most of you are really going to fall. And lastly, Twanze Bay plus Zidane Iqbal. Would you move them on in this January transfer window? Yes or no? May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. And smash the like button, comment and share. I sign out for now. See you later, my lovely mates. Bye-bye.